Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sav and this is the Matchy Life YouTube channel, which is all about the behind the scenes of my small business, Matchy Australia. So excited to bring you guys this week's warehouse vlog because we have the official pre-order launch of my new prints. I'm coming out with 4 prints. So I get to take you behind the scenes of how the prints came together, why I decided to do pre-order, and a little bit of a sneak peek of what the final products are going to look like. I'm going to get straight into this vlog. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get straight into it. I don't know if you guys caught my video on the pop-up, but I was having a coffee and a croissant. I'll insert some footage for breakfast, and I was like sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, I really love coffee and croissant. Like nothing makes me happier sometimes when you are in a familiar space or in like an unfamiliar environment. Sometimes having something as comforting as a pastry and a coffee in the morning to look forward to can be super exciting. And literally in that moment, I thought, why don't I make a coffee and a croissant print? Because that would just be so cute right now. So right here is the croissant and the coffee illustrations I did for the breakfast date print that you guys will be able to see when this vlog goes live. It became this right here. As you can see, that's the croissant and the coffee, and I've also added some adorable pink bows on some of the croissants just to add that little touch. That pink bow is right here as well. I also make little samples just out of the sample print that I end up choosing so you guys can see what it's going to be in real life. If you've been watching for a while, you would have seen that my Sophia pre-order actually went really well, and I put up little illustrations of the products. I'll insert them all here of what it looks like. And yeah, it was actually the best thing I could have done because it took a lot of stress and pressure off me to deliver a launch. That is like the most stressful time, and at the moment I'm really trying to just enjoy this whole process. If I'm too stressed and overwhelmed, I fall behind on sketching, I fall behind on all of the other things that make Matchy and also like pull the business together. So it's really important for me to just manage everything. I also get a lot of DMs from customers asking when new prints are coming and like if they can pre-order a print that I've already sneak peeked on my social media. So having a pre-order up just lets the people who definitely want that print secure their piece so they don't have the possibility of it selling out on launch night, or there might not be that product available, things like that. But yeah, I really liked, as busy as I was completing the Sophia and Sylvie print, and I know I didn't do like an official launch, it just took so much pressure off, and I know I was busy, but I really did enjoy that whole process. So I decided to do it again this time. And over the last few days, I have been putting together all of the illustrations for these new prints, and just seeing how there's 4 prints in total, I was like, oh my gosh, I hope I haven't like made myself shot myself in the foot here by doing too many prints, because there are a lot of illustrations that I had to upload to the website, but that will all be going live so soon for you guys to shop. By the time you're watching this vlog, it will all be on matchy.au for you to take a look at the illustrations and to possibly shop one of the new prints yourself before they launch. And they're going to be shipping out on September 8th, so you will be seeing me make all of the pre-orders and shipping them out, and then do an official launch for this print. These are the 4 prints that are available. They're the cherries, which is a beautiful red cherry with a subtle pink background. We've got the tulips, which are so stunning. This is probably my favorite. I don't want to play favorites. They all have their own thing, but I just really love this print so much. And then there is this one. This one is only going to be available in the Kindle pouches, the vanity buckets, and the carry-all bags, because I'm only doing a limited run. I'm not too sure how people are going to like something a bit different. I have never seen anything like this out there in the wild, but I think this is so adorable with like the little bakery pie. My idea for this is because there is a Christmas print that I want to come out with, which I won't tell you about, but I had the idea for the Christmas print, and then I was also thinking, what can I do to make cherries different? Like, what do we do with cherries? We bake with them. So my other idea was like makeup vibe, but that didn't really translate as cute as this did. And then of course the coffee and croissant, which came to me after I had a coffee and croissant and thought it was so adorable. I have been showing these on social media, and you guys have already been loving them and choosing your favorite prints. But I guess that's it about the prints. Yeah, if you want to go check out the pre-order, and we are still waiting the arrival of the bulk set of fabric. So when that comes, definitely stay tuned for those vlogs. But what we're going to be doing today is finishing off the iPad sleeves from the last vlog. So the next step in the process after making the samples is to make real life samples and actually use my fabric and finish it off all nice and neat and ready to go. So we're going to do that in today's vlog, and I have actually tested the sizing against an 11-inch iPad. My grandma came to visit last week, and she brought her iPad with her, and she had that size iPad and it fit perfectly. So the sizes other than the iPad mini I haven't tested, but I'm pretty confident the sizes are going to be all perfect. So I'm going to get them finished and then maybe pop down to Officeworks to test out the sizing. I do have Evie with me, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get in the store, but we will see how it all goes. Let's get sewing. I've just finished all the new samples of the iPad cases. I'm really happy with how these have worked out. I don't know if I was just having like a bad sewing time, because I was getting really frustrated with this gusset. It hasn't happened in a while, but like it was just really overwhelming me and not really working. I think I need to resize the gusset or something like that, but anyway, that's nothing too complicated to fix for the next time. But basically I need to go and get my hands on an iPad mini to see if it will fit into that one. This one is the medium size, and then The large size has my iPad in it already, and it's fitting really nice. As you can see, it sits nicely at the top. I've spoken to a few people and they do want cases that fit the iPads quite snug. This obviously has a little bit of room at the side for like pencils and things like that, but top and bottom wise, it is pretty snug. It will fit if you have like a slimline protector case on it. But yeah, majority of the people want it to like fit nicely in the handbag. So that is what I've gone for. I also have attached a little loop here, I guess you would call it, if you wanted to like attach a strap or a keychain and like decorate it, whatever you choose, because obviously you'll be some tote bags, it will go in like this way, so you might want a strap just to help like pull it out, but that's completely up to the customer what they choose to do. The option is there for them. But yeah, overall I'm really happy with how they're looking and turning out. I just realized I've popped this one zip on the wrong way. All the zippers are that way and this one's closing that way, but anyway, it's just one of those days. I'm pretty exhausted, to be honest, so that's probably why I'm also way more productive in the morning and it's the afternoon. And on that note, I'm going to head home, take the dog home and just relax for the evening and do some more work on the pre-orders for the prints. I don't know if you can tell, but I've literally been crying all morning because I'm just having a hard day. There's just something with my accounts and there's a question I don't really know the answer to and it's hard for me to find it and I just feel like I'm not being taken seriously. But anyway, the good news is I went into Officeworks. I didn't take the Pro sleeve because I know that already fits the Pro because that's what I have. And this one fits the normal standard iPad just the same way the Pro fits the Pro one. So that is amazing. They didn't have an iPad mini. They did have an iPad Air and this was going to be too small for that because the Air was like the same size as the actual case. So I have to find an iPad mini. I didn't know that. I'm like questioning if it even is a product. Like I swear I see people with them. So I might go into Amazon and purchase like a clear case for them, or I'll try a different Officeworks, like call up a few and see if there's any in stock. But if the other two are fitting based on the dimensions online, I have a feeling this one will fit fine as well. But yeah, that's really positive and I'm so excited for that. And I also picked up a croissant so I can make some content about my coffee and croissant print, which is delicious because when I finish with the content, I get to eat the croissant. So I'm excited for that. I'm going to be honest, guys, I literally feel like running away from all my problems. So I'm just having a mini think about what to do next. I just have so much on my to-do list and they're all at different stages of like importance, and
it's making it hard to decide what action to take for each task, if that makes sense. Basically, the first thing is I have to organize the launch of these iPad sleeves, but I'm having a tough time finding an iPad mini in person to test 100%. The iPad mini case fits the latest version of the iPad mini. So I have to go to Officeworks in Maroochydore. That's my last store I'm going to check to see if they've got a display model before I purchase just a case for them on Amazon and do it that way. But that means I have to go to Officeworks, which I can do. That's no problem. But the problem is it has been raining every single day this week, pretty much, but Monday. And today I was hoping there would be a pocket of sunshine to go and do that. But there hasn't been. It has been torrential rain today. It's not about driving in the rain. Well, there would be more traffic. It's more dangerous. I'm fine to drive. It's that I've got my dog. And I have my dog because I have to bring her for like the next 3 weeks every single day. And she has to be left in the car to be able to go to Officeworks, which means I have to leave the windows down. When it's bucketing rain, that means wet, like water gets inside the car and it's just like not pleasant. So I need there to be like a gap of water because I mean a gap in the rain. Yeah, I'm losing my words. The third thing is I need to prep stock before the launch of these 4 new prints. So the 4 new prints that are coming out, they're on pre-order currently. Pre-order is going steady, but I haven't even really promoted it at all. And I also opened a pre-order over on the weekend. So no one really knows about the pre-order. So before that even happens as well, I just want to make sure I have enough of everything made that isn't these new prints so I can kind of move them through my stock and have it all on my ready to pack shelves. So basically I have to prep a whole bunch of product. And the last thing is I had an idea for October, specifically Halloween, that I really, really, really want to execute. And of course the idea came to me like 2 days ago, and I've literally got to finish it by Friday if I want to get it done in time. So I have to do that. And I also have to make up a bunch of like 10% discount brochure flyers because they need to be shipped to some event that's happening in October. But I still have time for that because Vistaprint is pretty quick. But I have to do that. It's on my to-do list. What else is on my to-do list? To eat and function. I don't know what it is, but I just have a mental like block of what's going on. Yeah, basically that's where I'm at. I also, just because of like all of these things, feel really frozen. I don't know if it's just like the weather or whatever, but sometimes if you guys want the reality of like my personality, I just get like this sometimes where I just have no idea like what next move to make when there's so many moves to make. What I normally do is write a big list of like what needs to be done, and then I literally just like keep moving through it and take one day at a time, one moment at a time, one action, 1 second. Isn't that right, Evie? Are you listening to Mummy? Sometimes I just want to hide under this table and curl up and not think about it for 5 minutes. Wow, I already feel better the fact that I've like just spoken about it. Maybe it's because I'm under this table and I spoke about it, but I already feel better. So I'm actually going to have a little bit of lunch and then I'm going to just get into the next job. And you guys guess are coming along with me because that's what this YouTube channel is about. And this is reality. Okay, I have to make a Georgina coin pouch in banana, and I have to make a Prue e-reader sleeve before I do anything else. So I'm gonna do that right now. I'm making this Prue e-reader sleeve a little bit bigger than normal because it was so funny. This customer purchased from me and then she didn't check like the measurements of the e-reader sleeve, and then sent me an email and said, can you cancel my order? And I like to do what they're asking. Like, I'll read the email, but I like to do what they're asking so I can reply and say all cancelled, etc. And as I was literally hovering over the cancel button, another email came through, and I only saw it because it pops up on my phone. And she goes, actually don't cancel it, it's going to fit. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is so crazy how that just happened. I literally was about to hit cancel. And then I replied to her and just said what Kindle or e-readers do you have so I can make sure it does fit for you. And she said the Kobo. So the Kobo is the tiniest bit bigger than normal, so I'm happy to make it up and make it bigger for her because that is a simple fix. Let's take it over to the machine. Now I need to print off the shipping labels so I can get everything all packed up and off.
Oh my God, yes, it is finally not raining. It's not blue sky, but there's no rain. Let's go to Officeworks right now because we need to test this iPad. Sleep. Get the dog. Ready to go home, darling? Are you ready to go? Yeah? Let's go. Let's go home. Yay! Let's go. Good girl. I'm starting to think the iPad mini doesn't exist because this is the second store I've gone into and they don't have it. They don't even have like a display for it. It's literally non-existent. Am I going crazy? Like, I swear it's a product. I'm like so confused. I cannot test if this fits it. I'm probably just gonna have to launch without testing it. Like, otherwise I have no idea how to test it. Unless it's out of stock everywhere. But I got the other stuff on my list, which was highlighters, a stapler. That was the only cute color they had. Oh, I got this to annotate my books. And staples. Oh, and I also needed a binder, but I have one of them at home. I did want to get markers so I could do some coloring tonight, but they only had the alcohol markers with that funny like point. It wasn't like a brush marker. But where is the iPad mini? This is literally so surprising. I thought it would just be with the other iPads, but it's not. Alright guys, I guess the hunt continues for this iPad mini. I'm gonna have to leave the vlog here because I need to get this edited and finally uploaded for you this week and start on my vlog for next week. So I'm just going to have to leave the search, leave you all on a cliffhanger. But according to Google, this is like going to fit the iPad mini. So I'm having a feeling I'm just gonna launch, and then if any customers run into issues, I can just grant returns, store credits, refunds. But you have to have the iPad mini. I don't have the iPad mini. I cannot find it anywhere. Alright guys, hope you have the best week or what's left of it, and I will see you all next Monday. Bye guys.